Alright, what is up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over John Silva's modified ninja choke at UFC 314 that he used against Bryce Mitchell. We're going to be going against the offense to this, but we're also going to be exploring the defense and a little bit of counters that you could do with this, as well as the modifications that John Silva used in order to finish the choke, right? So for those of you who don't know what the ninja choke is, a lot of times people will shoot a single leg, right? And they'll be very disconnected with their head down, kind of like this. And this allows for guillotine chokes to happen. So when you're shooting, just for hindsight, you want to keep your head up and you want to stay connected to that person with good posture. That way they can't bring your head down for some of these chokes. But with that said, Bryce Mitchell was very frantic in the fight from getting hit on the feet. And so he just shot in, right? And shooting in here, John Silva went for a modified guillotine choke, which is now called the ninja choke or like a front choke. A regular guillotine would be head on the outside, sinking my hand up and going either arm out or arm in. And those are the two traditional guillotines, right? But this one is a ninja choke, right? So he gets it on a leg, and instead of pushing his head to the outside, you keep the head on the inside, you trap the crown. From here, you shoot your arm all the way through to the other side, and you lock up a figure four grip or like a rear naked grip. Now, in order to finish this, I want his head or the crown of his head right on my nipple and my elbow at his chin, because it's already kind of choking him like this without even locking it up. From here, when I rear naked it, all I have to do traditionally is bring the hips in and I have the choke, right? And it's a very tight choke, so if you're doing this with your training partners, chill out, give them a chance to tap and whatnot, right? However, the problem with this choke is that it doesn't have a lot of control. So if people can defend it early, like Bryce Mitchell did, they can kind of spin out of it. And so what Bryce Mitchell did is after he shot and he kind of got caught in this, because it happened a couple times, before John Silva could fully lock up the rear naked, he would turn and get his back to the mat, right? So he was kind of dropping, getting his back to the mat, and that's how he was rotating out of the choke. Right, shoots in, I get the ninja choke, but before I could lock it up, he's already rotating out of the choke, and that's what kept happening. Right? So, one more time. Bryce Mitchell shot. John Silva tries to lock up the choke, but he's rotating out of it, and so we disengage. Right? So, what he did in order to stop this from happening is that when Bryce shot in, he took a little bit more time here. He tried sinking it in, Bryce popped his head out, and then Bryce went back to the takedown, and he got a better grip. From here, he locked it up, which made it a little bit more secure, but instead of having the time to bring his hips in, Bryce went for that escape again, right? And as he was escaping, go ahead, all the way. As he was escaping, John Silva, let go of the leg. John Silva followed him into what is like a north-south position, right? So from here, he finished it like this, which is not only a ninja choke on one artery, but an Ezekiel choke on the other. So again, Bryce Mitchell shoots. John Silva tries a couple times to finally get that rear naked, and he gets it. He starts locking it up, and he chases it all the way to the ground. From here, he sits up, keeping the crown on the head. And like I said, it's a very tight choke, and it tightens up really quick, so it's hard to fully do what he did. But last step, or last time with the full details, he shoots in. He locks up this rear naked, he starts escaping, and he chases this to the ground. But as he chases this to the ground, even if the angle does change, one forearm is on one artery, the other forearm is on the other artery, closing like this, come back down, closing like this, and choking him, right? So guys, this was the variation of the ninja choke that John Silva used against Bryce Mitchell at UFC 314. It wasn't just a ninja choke like you've maybe been hearing a lot of the time. It was a modified ninja choke because he threw that Ezekiel in. A lot of times people will have this ninja choke and they'll finish it just by pressing their chest into him, and that's how they finish with this rear naked grip, because this hand won't do much but just trap their head. But since he rolls and his head turns to the side, now I kind of have to adjust to where my forearm and bicep is on his artery, and this one actually plays a factor now, cutting off his other artery, right? So those are a couple variations on how to finish that Ezekiel choke that John Silva used. However, the escape, right? So say I'm shooting, it's sloppy, and he starts to do the choke to me. So go ahead, sink your arm all the way through, do this one. Grab a rear naked choke, go on your head, here, things on top. So this is pretty far gone, honestly. And the only thing I would say here is fighting the wrist, right? So if we turn, I'm fighting the wrist at the grip. You could go ahead and pick it up a little bit and try and keep it a little bit. So I'm fighting the wrist here, and I'm gonna turn my head to his armpit. As you could hear by my voice, it all kind of just cleared up. From here, there's takedowns I can do and things like that. But the main thing is getting my head from his inside nipple on his choking hand, getting my crown of my head from this inside nipple and getting it to the far nipple. Because right here, as you can tell, it's very close to his elbow, no space to breathe. Right here, a lot more space to breathe, right? So I shoot a sloppy single, he picks it up, he's trying to force it to the inside nipple. I am trying to force it over here. Now it's hard for him to choke. If I wanted to, I could disengage. I'm still pulling at the wrist, and then I can take him down off of that just with a trip, or even just disengage if I wanted to, right? So one more time, I shoot in on a single, it's kind of sloppy, he sinks it up, turn. From here, I fight the wrist, I let go of the leg, and I press into his far nipple. From there, I have trips, or I can get my head out from there. So that's how not only you finish the ninja choke, it's also how you defend it when you're pretty deep in already. So guys, hopefully you like this video. If you do, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And don't be shy, go ahead and subscribe to see more videos like this one in the future. Also, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. You can become a free member and you can watch a full class of me teaching the Dagestani MMA system that they use for grappling. Again, that's for free members on my Patreon. If you wanted to subscribe and get the paid version, you have access to one-on-one coaching, a lot more training videos like this, and more in-depth videos as well. And then you also have a bunch of video suggestions. You have the opportunity to be able to talk to me directly for things that you might want to see or learn in the future. But guys, thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.